You wake up and something feels heavy. Nothing bad happened, no fight, no loss, and yet there's a quiet sadness sitting in your chest. You try to explain it. You scroll your phone. You look for a reason, but there isn't one. So now you're not just sad, you're confused about why you're sad, and that confusion makes it worse. When sadness has no clear story, your mind panics because your brain likes causes. It likes clean explanations. If something hurts, there should be a visible wound. But this kind of sadness feels like fog. It just exists. So you start scanning your life. Am I ungrateful? Am I broken? Is this depression? You replay conversations. You analyze your job. You question your relationships. You begin building theories just to escape the uncertainty. This is what cognitive science calls meaning-making under ambiguity. When the brain can't find a clear cause, it invents one, and often it invents one about you. Maybe you're weak, maybe you're unstable, maybe something is wrong with your personality. Now the sadness isn't just an emotion, it becomes an identity threat, and that's when it starts to feel scary. But here's the question most people never ask. What if sadness without a story is not an error, but a signal? You are not broken for feeling sad without a reason. In fact, your brain is doing something very normal. Emotions are not always reactions to events. Sometimes they are reactions to internal states, sleep debt, unprocessed stress, hormonal shifts, mental overload. Your brain doesn't just respond to life, it monitors your entire internal system. And sometimes, sadness is simply your nervous system lowering the volume, not to punish you, but to conserve energy. What feels like random sadness is often emotional maintenance. But to understand this, we need to look at what's happening under the surface. Your brain has something called a predictive system. It constantly asks, what is happening? Why is it happening? What should I do? When your body feels low energy or overstimulated, your brain may interpret that as sadness, not because you lost something, but because your system needs recalibration. Think of your mind like a weather system. Not every cloudy day means a storm destroyed something. Sometimes it's just atmospheric pressure shifting. There's also a network in the brain called the default mode network. It activates when you're not focused on tasks. It turns inward. When this network becomes overactive, often from stress or lack of rest, it increases self-reflection. More self-reflection means more emotional sensitivity. So neutral moments feel heavier. The mental model is simple. Low energy plus high self-focus equals unexplained sadness. And once your brain detects sadness, it searches for a story. If it can't find a story, it assumes the story is you. That's the loop. But loops can be interrupted. 1. Stop hunting for a dramatic cause. What to do? Instead of asking, why am I like this, ask, what might my body need? Why it works? This shifts activity away from rumination circuits and toward problem-solving networks. Example, instead of replaying your week, you drink water, stretch, or rest for 20 minutes. You treat the state, not your identity. 2. Label the state gently. What to do? Say, I feel low right now, not I am depressed. Why it works? Affect labeling reduces amygdala activity. It calms emotional intensity by creating distance. Example, you write in a notebook, low energy, quiet mood, no story. The brain relaxes when things are named without judgment. 3. Lower internal pressure. What to do? Lower expectations for the day by 20%. Why it works? When sadness combines with high performance pressure, stress hormones rise. Lowering demand reduces cortisol and emotional weight. Example,
You cancel one non-essential task instead of forcing productivity through heaviness. 4. Move gently, not intensely. What to do? Take a slow walk outside. Why it works? Light movement regulates neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine without overwhelming the system. Example, you walk around your block at sunset, not to fix yourself, just to circulate energy. Here's the model to remember. Sadness without a reason is often your system whispering, not screaming. It's weather, not identity. When you stop interrogating it, it loses its power. When you respond to it gently, it passes more easily. You don't have to solve it, you have to support yourself through it. The next time sadness appears without a story, pause before turning it into one. Maybe nothing is wrong. Maybe your mind is just adjusting. Clouds move, weather shifts, and you are allowed to have quiet days. Not every emotion needs a headline. Some are just seasons passing through you, and they pass.